name's Scott Brown, and Noff has said that you got a massive exam. Is it EPA, is it? Yeah, so at the end of the year you got a massive exam. It's after 3 years or something like that. So basically what I'm here today is just to give you a couple of habits on how you can concentrate and try and focus when you're doing the exam. Because you've done such a long time without having an exam, and at the end you've got a main exam, it's important to understand how to concentrate. Okay. So what happens is when we concentrate, we have a lot of things going on the other hand. So we call it kind of overthinking. Okay, and that's what happens. So because we're distracted over here by overthinking, and that's just in everyday life, we find it difficult to concentrate. Does everyone understand that? Okay, so has anyone ever taught you how to concentrate? So I'll give you two examples. When I was at school, I wasn't good at concentrating, and I'd be dossing about, and the teacher would say to me, "Mr. Brown, concentrate." And all I would do is I'd get down and I'd pretend to concentrate, because I never knew how to concentrate. Does that make sense? Right? Make sense? So along the way, you just didn't know how to concentrate. And when your mom says at home, when she was doing the homework, she said, "You need to concentrate on your homework." But did anyone ever tell you how to concentrate? No, no one in the world tells you how to concentrate. So what we're going to do is a quick 15 minutes, we'll just go through it, and then afterwards we'll have a little chat. Is that all right with that? Okay, so how does this work? Can't you press it?
I think I've got a clicker somewhere. Yeah, to your left, look, try that.
Okay, so the aims and outcomes in today's little 15 minutes thing is to learn what a distraction and overthinking is, to try and stop distraction in this session for at least 5 minutes, that's the plan. Also, understanding the law of practice, you'll get to that as we go along, and understanding the function of attention, okay? At the end of it, you're going to have some little tools to overcome distraction with some simple tools, okay? Just nice and easy. Okay, and again, if you can master this, it's the way to self-mastery, what everyone says in the world. Okay, what is overthinking? Anyone?
Stress.
Stress.
Is it like distractions?
Distractions.
Focus.
Yep, focused. Okay. Overthinking, the habit to think about something too much for too long. Okay, that's what overthinking is. So you think about something for too long, okay, and it creates a habit. What is a habit? A habit is a routine of behaviours that is repeated or practiced and tends to occur subconsciously. Okay, so you do it automatically. Okay, so there's the two things. Overthinking is a habit, and a habit is a routine of behaviours. Okay, so there's the two things that you understand. Okay, this is just a little bit of psychology, and it just defines a habit from the standpoint of psychology. A more or less way of thinking, willing, acquired through previous repetitions, again, that's over and over again, of a mental experience. Okay, so what you experience throughout your life, you repeat. Okay, so if we go into the law of practice, okay, the law of practice, which is no matter what we do, the more we repeat it, the better we become at it, and whatever we practice, whether it's positive or negative, it doesn't matter. If you practice it or repeat it, something over and over again, you become an expert at it. Does that make sense? If we walk, we get better at walk. If we start to run, we get better at running. If we start to ride a bike, we get better at riding. If we start to learn to write, computers, whatever it is, no matter what you do in life, the law of practice is in there, okay? No matter what it is, okay? And that's what you've got to understand, the law of practice. Over and over again, you become an expert, okay? Today's society that trains us to multitask and jump from one thing to another, causing distraction, okay? So that's what society does, phones, TV, news, and as we repeatedly continue, we become experts in distraction now. So society teaches us to become better at distraction, which causes lack of focus when we need it. So when we need to concentrate, we can't, because we've been practicing and practicing and practicing and repeating distraction. For instance, Instagram, TikTok, you're on there, you scroll, you scroll, you scroll. Now you're an expert at it now, ain't it? If you do social media, I don't do social media, but if you do social media, I watch my kids. And they're on it for 4 hours and just scroll, scroll, scroll. And I keep saying to them, why'd you do that? And they go, because they repeated it. They started off, it was easy, it was fun. Now it's an addiction. Okay, now they've repeated it, now they've become an expert in it. And now you've become an expert in it. So that's why you find it difficult to concentrate. Okay, so I've told you sort of everything in terms of distraction, overthinking and stuff like that. But I like to just go straight to the solutions because we all know what distraction is, we all know what we do, but I like to go to the solution straight away. And the two things we need to understand is one is awareness and attention, and two is the mind. Okay, they're the two things we need to understand about the solutions. Once you know what this is, you can control it. And once you can control it, you can focus it. Okay, so once we understand the difference between awareness and attention and the mind, we can control it. If we don't understand what attention and awareness and the mind is, we can't control it. Does that make sense? Because if you don't know it, you can't control it. Okay, so in this section here, okay, we call it the mind overthinks. Okay, so it doesn't have to be just fear, sadness. It can be happiness, it can be joy, it can be love, it can be science, it could be excitement, it can be football, it can be absolutely anything. There's no particular thing, negative or positive, but the mind will overthink. Who's an overthinker in the room, or think they are? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've got 7. Not an overthinker?
Yeah.
You overthinker? Little bit overthinker? Yeah, overthinker? No, easy, mind blank. Yeah, I like that.
Exactly.
I like that, mind blank is one with me. Okay, well that's what we do. Stress, money, anger, beauty, relationships. Okay, we can overthink all the time and it's constantly 24/7. When you wake up in the morning, first thing you do, you open your eyes and your mind starts, doesn't it? That's the first thing that happens. As soon as you open your eyes, off your mind starts, what's going on? Oh, I've got to do this, I'm going to be late. It just starts, doesn't it? Okay, so that's overthinking. Okay, but you're overthinking about the day. Okay. Where our energy goes, where our attention goes, so where our attention goes, energy flows. And how the mind's designed, which I'll go to now. First we'll go with attention, so we'll go with attention. Okay, anybody who drives? Drives? We all drive? We're all driving here? Or catch a train? So, have you ever been in the car, right? And you're driving around where you know, and you're going down the road and you see the corner shop, and then the next thing you know, you buy your house, and you think to yourself, how did I get here? You've all done that, haven't you? You're driving down, you're looking, and then next thing you know, shit, I'm here. Does that make sense? It's like, how did you get from point A to point B? Where did you go? You got distracted. Okay, that's where you went. You got distracted. How did you get distracted? From overthinking. Okay, you starting to see how it's starting to work now. Okay, but if I ask you to go and drive in Newcastle or Scotland or, I don't know, Australia, you wouldn't have that problem because you'd be alert, innit? Because you don't know where you're going, so you've got to be alert. But when you come into a familiar area, you ain't got to be alert. So that's the difference between being attention and aware of what's going on. So when you're in unfamiliar, uncomfortable areas, you're aware of what's going on. But when you're in familiar areas, you tend to go into that subconscious mind, and that's what drives the car. Okay, does that make sense? So really, who's driving the car from point A to point B? If you're not, who is? It's the subconscious, isn't it? So that proves you have a subconscious. It proves it, because how are you going to drive from A to B? Wouldn't you say that's dangerous? Because you can't tell me how you got there. But actually, how many people did you see? You couldn't tell me. Well, actually, how many cars went past you? Or did you couldn't see, could you? Does that make sense? So it shows you how the subconscious works. Okay. Now, attention is concentration. Okay, so attention is concentration. Concentration is keeping your attention on one thing over a period of time. Okay, that's what concentration is. So attention is concentration, and concentration is the ability to concentrate on one thing, just one thing, over a period of time. The mind is an area of vast space which holds every experience and emotion. So if we could go back to the overthinking, right, what happens is, your mind's in the middle, you got love, joy, peace, happiness, sadness. What happens is every time you visit that, you create a road, okay? And our mind is like water, okay? So if you can imagine water, if it's going down a stream and we put our foot in it or we block it, it finds a way around us and it finds the easiest route. And that's the same as what happens in the mind. If I keep going to happiness and I keep repeating happiness, I'm doing the law of practice, and also I'm opening up a road. So when the mind says I need to go somewhere, it goes to the nearest path. And the nearest path would be happiness because it's massive. If I go over here and I'm never angry and my road's really small, the water don't want to go down there. So that's how you create your habits, okay? So if you're an angry person, you're angry all the time. Why are you angry all the time? Because your road's that big. If you're sad, and you're sad all the time, because your road's that big. If you've got anxiety, and you've got anxiety, your road's that big. Okay, does that make sense? And then if you're, I don't know, you love football, but your missus don't, it's because your road's that big and her road's that big. Okay, does that make sense? And that's how it works. Right, so what we need to do is we need to have a plan. Okay, now this here is the easiest way to stop all the distractions that are going on in your life, to bring it down to this one little thing here. Okay, so when you go into the exam, and it's a big exam and you need to pass it, first thing you do, you get in there, you get down, you sit down, and then you go in there, and then your mind starts drifting off everywhere except for the paperwork and what you've been taught over 3 years. Does that make sense? So you need a way to bring yourself into that one moment, that one point, that one focus. Okay, so here is the solution. Every day, this is what I propose. You don't have to do it now, but we're going to do it now. Every day for 1 minute, preferably in the morning, use this exercise today that we've gained, which I'll show you in a sec, to get your attention back into the moment. Once you can do it for 1 minute, you increase it for 1 minute 30, 2 minutes, and so on, until you've reached the 5 minute mark. Okay. Once you've reached the 5 minute mark, then you're at a good point. This will stop the distraction and overthinking in this time period. You can use it anytime, anywhere, and any place. Okay, so you can use it anytime, but for now, it's just for your exam. Okay, but you can use it when you're out on the road, or if you're feeling anxiety and you're out in a party or anywhere, or you're feeling intimidated or you feel uneasy, you can use this method. Okay, this is your own choice to do it. It's all up to you. It's your free will, but you get the chance to gain your own power back and live stress-free, or easy, at least for a period of time. Okay, the better you get at it, the easier it becomes, just like the law of practice states. Does everyone understand that? Okay. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to do the exercise now, and then on the board here, you're going to tell me which one are you. Okay, now I'm this one. Okay, that's me there. Okay, took me 2 years to get here. Okay, Nuff's one. He's one. He's one. So, for 1 minute, what we're going to do, you're going to put your thumb and your first finger together. Okay, and you're going to squeeze it. Okay, now can you feel that now? Okay, you're just going to squeeze it. Okay, and then all you're going to look for is the feeling of that squeeze. That's it. Okay, does everyone understand that? Okay, so for 1 minute and 45 seconds, and off you go. Okay, so all you're going to concentrate now is on that and nothing else. Okay, nothing else, just that. Okay, and what's going to happen while you're doing that, you're going to try and listen to me, and then you're also going to try and do that, and you ain't going to be able to do both of them. Okay, and stop there. Okay. Using the first one, and what do I mean by that? Okay. What happens is you've got your finger on, and then what happens is your attention gets brought away, and then you have to bring it back. It gets brought away, and then has to bring it back, and then gets brought away, and then has to bring it back, and then gets brought away, and then has to bring it back, and then gets brought away, and then has to bring it back, and then gets brought away, and then has to bring it back. So, how many times in that 1 minute did you have to do that? How many times? Which one are you? Did you go the whole minute with just holding it? Did you go for 30 seconds, 50 seconds? Was it the first 10 seconds? Or was it 0 to 10 seconds? So every 10 seconds, you've had to bring your attention back to it. You've had to bring your attention back to it. You've had to bring your attention back to it. Okay, so hands up for that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so every 10 seconds, so you're an extreme overthinker. Does that make sense? But with this simple exercise, you'll go from that to that, to that, to that, to that, to that. Does that make sense? So you're extreme. Yeah, every 10 seconds, going. So you get distracted all the time, all throughout the whole day, and it doesn't stop. Does that make sense? Very emotional you are, right now. Oh, that's what I like to hear. So, is she very emotional? Is she very emotional? Normally, most times when you're an extreme overthinker, you're an emotional person. Okay, that's normally what an extreme overthinker is. You're very emotional. Okay, and you're a good person as well. That's another thing about it. Well, I won't go into that. This one here, a moderate one. Okay, anyone for that? 10 to 30 seconds. Anyone? Nobody? Okay, so 30 seconds, 50 seconds. Oh, so we're all okay then. So the rest of yous are okay. So you was able to do that for the whole minute.
I can't remember, to be honest.
Okay, so you're
10 to 30.
10 to 30 yourself.
I reckon I could have gone longer.
You could have gone longer. Okay, so that was easy for you, wasn't it? Okay, so you don't have much stress in your life, do you? There you go. Okay, so it just shows you a young gentleman here could have gone longer, and I asked him if he's got no stress. He's got no stress. Do you have a lot of stress in your life? Do you have a lot of stress in your life? Do you have a lot of stress in your life? Do you have a lot of stress in your life? Do you have a lot of stress in your life? Can you see the pattern? You have a lot of stress in your life?
Yeah.
So that means yes. Okay, can you see the pattern now? The people who are stressed up are the main ones, and the ones who ain't stressed get down to here. He said he could have gone longer, so he's probably gained control of himself. Okay, and then this is where I like here. Okay, right. So just to show you how distracted you are, I'm going to ask you to do a simple task, let's say, and this is to show you how focused we can be and how focused we can't be. Okay, so on our boards here, all I want you to do is to write the alphabet A to Z. Okay, 1 second. But I also want you to count to 25, but I want you to count it like this: 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Okay, and at the same time, I want you to write the alphabet down. Okay, right, off you go. Make sure you count correctly and try and write the alphabet. As soon as you start, you see what I mean? Okay, this is what shows you when you come to your exam, if you can do this. Yeah? Yeah? And where you stop, if you stop, you stop. You see?
There's not numbers.
Okay, let's stop there. Okay, anybody who didn't get anything on the paper? Anybody got nothing on there? Okay, anybody got more than 2 or 2 below? So 3 below, 5 below. So we've got 2, 5 below, 10 below, 3 but 10. Yeah, so 10. Okay, and what was the problem that we were finding? What was your problem? You're distracted. You can see, can't you? So when you sit down to do your exam, you're all over the place. And then when you get to there and you can't do the exam, and they go, "Why did you fail?" But you know it, you can talk it, you can do it. You're a good student. But when you get to the exam, and you can't control it, the distraction all goes. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so what you need to do now is what I just said, is in the morning, every morning, when you get up in the morning, sit downstairs, have your coffee, and for 1 minute, you're going to squeeze your finger and just feel that finger. Okay, that's all you're going to do. That's all you can do. I normally say to my clients, do it 3 times a day. Okay, so I do it in the morning, and then I try to say to them, when you get a little bit uncomfortable or emotional or whatever, I say, try do it then. Okay. If you can't do it then, just pick a time in the afternoon, do it for a minute, and then at night time, I do it for a minute. Okay? And just do it every day. You ain't gonna do nothing else, you ain't gonna say you this, that, the other, you just gotta do that. And then what happens over time, it'll start to smooth out. And then what'll happen is, you'll get distracted, but you'll be able to put it back. You'll get distracted, be able to put it back. Okay, does that make sense? Because what you've got to understand is, when Nuff's up here teaching, when he's teaching, right, and then he switches page, and you've gone off somewhere or disappeared for a second, and you come back off and he's halfway down, you ain't got a clue what he said. But you've been staring at him. You've been staring at him, but you're like, what the hell is he talking about? Does that make sense? So you're losing learning through distraction. Does that make sense? So even in the classroom, if you want to do it in the classroom because you can't focus, squeeze your finger, you'll notice, you'll come straight in and you'll start to hear more as well of what he's saying, and you'll start to understand more. Okay, so if you want to do it in class, you can do it in class. When is your exam?
They don't know yet.
I don't know yet. They've got a couple of weeks.
They've got a few months yet.
Okay, so if
But 2 weeks of actual teaching time.
Okay, so I would suggest try that every morning and every night, just 1 minute, okay, and then see how you get on. But you have to do 2 things. The law of practice, you have to practice it. Okay, you have to practice it. Even if your mind right now is saying he's talking rubbish, because normally that's what happens. The mind doesn't want to, it likes to stay distracted because you've been distracted for, I don't know how old you are, 20, 30. You've been distracted, I don't know, more than that. More than that. I don't know, I'm 50, so I'm 48, so I can't say much. But you've got to understand, you've practiced distraction for however old you are, okay, and you're an expert at it. So to get out of it, yeah, you need to start to learn to focus and go the other way. Does that make sense? Is everyone happy with that? Does everyone kind of understand that? Okay, now the benefits, right? And these are the benefits. So, cognitive improvement, think clear and remain calmer. That's in the classroom, yeah? So you get that. That's what you get, cognitive improvement. So you get to actually hear what Nuff is saying in the room, instead of looking at him and go, oh, what did you say? And then when he asks you a question, what's your name? And he goes, and you go, not your name, but something about what he does. I don't know, a resistor. You know, what resistor goes in here? But because you didn't see the page before, you can't tell him. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Second thing we get, it reduces stress. This young gentleman over here, okay, he can do it for a minute. I asked him if he's got no stress. Okay, improves memory. Why does it improve memory? Because you're actually listening. That's why it improves. Physical health, okay, so mental stress and distraction drains your body of energy. Okay, so if you're one of them people that wakes up and is tired all the day, that's the reason why, because you're always distracted. Okay? Improves mood. Okay, look straight, gone, distracted. Can you see?
I'm listening.
No, you are listening. I know you're listening. Okay. Also, you get quality of sleep. Why? Because when you go to bed at night, when you lie down, if you can't sleep because your mind's going ding, 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 is that right? And you can't get to sleep. Does that make sense? So it improves it because you're able just to switch it down, quiet it down, and you're able to get to sleep. Okay? And you get to enjoy right now. That's a good thing. Yeah? You get to enjoy it. And also become better at productivity, okay? So you get better in work, you get better in social, you get better in all parts of your life. Does that make sense? And these are the benefits, okay? Is everyone happy with that? All right, so 1 minute a day, 3 times a day, squeeze your finger, okay? And just concentrate on whatever. When it pulls you away, just go back. Pulls you away, go back. Pulls you away, go back. Okay, until you can do it for 1 minute. When you can do it for 1 minute without being pulled away, see enough, and then I'll give you 2 exercises after that. And then that's it then. You don't have to see me again. Okay? And then you'll be just like this gentleman here and like myself. Okay? I don't wake up with noise in my head. I don't walk around with noise in my head. When you go in the shower, you should just have a shower, isn't it? But you're even having a shower because you're thinking about what's going on.
Oh, you've got to sing to yourself.
You can, yeah, of course you enjoy, that's happiness. That's happiness in the shower, I call that. But if you do go in the shower, guarantee you can't go in the shower and just shower.
No, you can't.
You can't, can you? You have to do something, you have to distract yourself. So again, you're repeating, distracting. Okay, when you go to the toilet, you don't just go to the toilet or walk to the toilet without being distracted, doesn't it? Does that make sense? Okay, so that little exercise will guarantee will help you out. So when you come to doing your big exam, and this is just for your exam, that when you sit down and it's stressful, and everyone's stressful around it, don't forget everybody's stressful, so you'll be stressful. When you do get to it, you'll be able to bring and concentrate on your exam, and that's how you'll have better productivity in getting the best results for your test. And hopefully, because it's 3 years and it's just, because it's one big exam, that's why I've come in today. All right, any questions? All good? Everyone happy with that?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone interested in doing the exercise? I'm interested. I do it all the time, so I don't. Yeah, so just have a go with it. Okay.
But can I just make a point? When we're doing your one-to-ones, like your parent team, better even with the parents do it, we're all saying that both Bruce and I have got better over the last couple of months of being able to speak to you all and not fly off the handle however we improved. I'd say 90% of it is because both me and Bruce are practicing this.
No, it's true. No, it actually is true. I've been teaching.
No, he has been getting
Has he been getting?
more calm,
Has he becoming more? Because I know enough already. Is it?
Why you always calm, man?
He's a knothead, but he's got karma in mind. So can you see the difference in
Pause
it?
that, yeah. Is it paused? You shut up, you little angry man. I am calm, I am precise, and I am perfecting the Zen Buddhist in me.
What's your first rhythm?
But can you see the difference in him? And I have been teaching him. Okay, because before he was a knothead sitting next to me. He's like that. I was like, and then we got on, and then that's how we spoke. And he's one of them. There's another one over here as well, and there's one at the back there. Okay, so they're
On the challenge that was also.
yeah, she's quite difficult, but she's she got a lot calmer. He's got a lot calmer. Okay, so it does work, but the key is it's for you lot to do it, not for me. Okay, if you want to improve yourself, more times what'll happen is I'll probably get 2 of you out of the class all do it. The rest will just go back to distraction and be happy with that. Okay, that's what'll normally happen. So that it's the ones who the 0 to 10. They're the ones who will do it because it's an horrible life. You get what I'm saying to you? Because I used to be 0 to 10, and stressful and it's horrible and you don't know any other way out of it. Does that make sense? So the 0 to 10 ones, they're the ones who are more likely to do it. The rest of yours, you'll probably just have a little go and just forget about it. Okay, but believe me, trust me, I've done it for 10 years. I'm telling you, life is so much better when you can bring your concentration to one point over a period of time. And it'll improve going forward in life as well. Okay. Is everyone happy with that? No questions? All right. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.